अवघ्या 2 वर्षाचा असताना सायन्स किंवा गणितातली अवघडातली अवघड गणित सोडवणारा, प्रश्न सोडवणारा एक विद्यार्थी, त्यानंतर अवघ्या वयाच्या 7व्या वर्षी जगामध्ये शांतता नांदावी म्हणून द लव सारखं पुस्तक प्रकाशित करणारा एक लेखक, आज वयाचे 11 वर्ष पूर्ण केलेत आणि तो आज परभणीच्या जिजाऊ ज्ञानतीर्थ शैक्षणिक संकुलामध्ये आला. त्याने विद्यार्थ्याला मार्गदर्शन केलंय. 11 वर्षाचा असताना तो 12वीची आणि पदवीची सुद्धा परीक्षा देणार आहे. त्याला मुंबईच्या विद्यापीठाअंतर्गतील एका कॉलेजनं प्राध्यापक ही पदवी सुद्धा बहाल केली आहे. भन्नाट असं नॉलेज त्याच्याकडे आहे. खूप गुगल सारख्या कुठल्याही प्रश्नाची उत्तरं तो फटाफटा देऊ शकतो आणि आज त्यांना मोठ्या प्रमाणात चांगलं मार्गदर्शन जे आहे ते विद्यार्थ्यांना केलं. त्याच्यासोबत सोबर्नो सोबत आपण बातचीत करणार आहोत. Hi, welcome to Z Media. What about India? What do you feel about India?
India is a very beautiful and diverse place. I can't say that much about the whole of India because India is a country of over 1.4 billion people, now the most populated country in the world, and it has so many different cultures from all over the country. South India is completely different from Central India, which is completely different from North India, which is completely different from Gujarat and Bengal, and so on and so forth. But what I can say is that there were so many things that are beautiful about India, how something so chaotic can come together as one and love its own country and progress towards the future. And it had made many strides in technology. As my father has said many times, what the U.S. or the United States can do for $50, India can do for $1. So that's why I think India is one of the best countries in the world. And despite how diverse it is and how some places in it are still developing, it is one of the countries that I have loved to visit the most, and I will certainly come back again.
What about Indian culture, education system and history?
India's culture is so beautiful. I can't say everything about it because obviously I have not heard everything about it. But I have visited many places, Bengal, or specifically Kolkata, Prayagraj, or Allahabad, if you want to say it. I visited Delhi. I visited I will be visiting Bangalore. I visited Mumbai, Pune. Now I am in the small town of Parbhani. Etc., so on and so forth. And I can say that everywhere the culture has been amazing. Universally, there is a culture of brotherhood and understanding between people. Actually the reason that I managed to get here today, I would not be here because my flight got canceled from Prayagraj to Hyderabad. So instead, the airline we were taking, it's called Indigo, offered us to go on a bus to Delhi and take their flight from there because Delhi's weather was much better. So we were going to miss the flight anyway because the flight was at 11:30 and we reached the airport by 11 o'clock. And the driver was instructed to go to Terminal 2 and at Indira Gandhi International Airport, all the terminals are very far from each other. So if you went to Terminal 2, we would have missed our flight, and I wouldn't be here today. But all of the passengers united in helping my dad and me get here. We mentioned our situation, what we were doing, and they forced the driver to go to Terminal 1. So that's the thing I like most about India's culture. India's history has been dominated by many other empires. The Maratha Empire was a very culturally accepting empire and a very harmonious empire at the beginning. Once it collapsed, there were still a lot of very understanding kings, both kingdoms that were Muslim and Hindu and Buddhist, but all of them accepted people of every religion, and religious tolerance was a very big thing. And of course, its colonial history contained horrors that I don't think I want to talk about because I hope you all very well know what occurred. but the contemporary history of India, although there have been some ups and some downs, it has gone very well overall, and I hope to see India prospering as its own power in the future.
Soborno, you was only 7 year old that time you had written the love, like that books.
Yes.
Why should you want to write this?
So that's a question that many people ask me, and it's a book about, if you don't know, religious tolerance, understanding, equality, the love of math and science, and the love for your own country, and most importantly, brotherhood. We should get over superficial things and boundaries such as religion in order to be with each other, because at the end of the day, we are all humans. So, what inspired me to write that book was in 2016, on the week of my birthday, when I was about 4 years old. It took me a very long time to write. When I was about 4 years old, I asked the Imam during the Friday prayers, right after he finished the first verse, I asked him, because we are so close to July 4th, could you pray for the United States, because it's the country we live in? And just one verse, very quickly, and he said, no, we cannot do that today. And that demotivated me a little bit, but what demotivated me even more was that in between one of the prayers, I took out a notebook and pen and started writing because I was bored of sitting there. And the Imam locked eyes with me, and he said, hey, we can't be doing that in the mosque. And I said, what? But I've been doing perfectly well so far. I am not interrupting anything, am I? But the Imam snatched the pen away from me, and I was just left with the notebook. So, I was very angry at that point, so I walked out, and 4-year-old me thought maybe this is a wider problem. So he did some research and saw it wasn't just this, but there were many cases all over the world where people were prioritizing such superficial boundaries over the love of math and science, humanity, and your own country. So that's what inspired me to write the book.
Soborno, what should be done for growth in research by Indian government? What should be done to growth of research in India?
Well, I'm not an expert on Indian politics, but I can say that Indian research is already doing as well as it can. However, the IITs are one of the most renowned institutions in the world, but they are very hard and strict to get through. They are very constrained, and it really sucks out passion, and it instills skill, but sucks out passion. And doing very well in the subject is not the same as liking it. So many people probably walk away from an IIT, or maybe just simply drop out or transfer to another university and say, math and science is not for me anymore. I'm not skilled enough to do this. So if we lowered these constraints, if we perhaps made these easier, if we changed exams like the JEE, or at least delayed them to later in life when more people are prepared and have the time to study. I believe it is given in 10th standard. No.
Sorry.
Sorry. Oh, it is given in 12th standard, and the JEE Advanced is also given at that time. But they are so busy studying for every subject. In fact, I've looked at the Indian curriculum. What they learn in 12th standard is kind of what we learned in the U.S. in our second year of college. So I believe that there should be less constraints on who can learn, because instead of helping everyone, it just excludes the ones who aren't already pre-built to do math and science. So that's how I think research and love for math in general can be expanded.
This last question. What is your ambition of your life?
Sorry?
What is your ambition, desires?
I want to make a discovery in math, most likely in geometry or probability. But even more so, I want to make everyone inspired in math and science, as I'm traveling all over the world to do so right now. Because that is something we really need right now, when everyone feels demotivated to do math, and everyone feels that they're not good enough to do anything in general. A lot of people don't see the motivation for math and why they do it. And anyway, even though there are millions of applications all over the world in both everyday life and more specialized tasks of math and science. So, I aim to inspire more people to do math and science so that we can make more discoveries in the future and so more people can get a better understanding of the world around them.
थँक यू सुब्रणो. यू हॅव टू टॉक विथ झी मीडिया. तर हा होता सुब्रणो स्वामी. अवघ्या काही वर्षामध्ये त्यांनी खूप महत्वाची उंची जी आहे ते पार काम केलेली आहे. व्हिडिओ जर्नलिस्ट गणेशसह गजानन देशमुख, झी मीडिया, परभणी.